Airbnb has completely changed the way people travel by providing distinctive lodging and experiences all around the world. With its distinctive revenue streams, Airbnb is a game changer in today's sharing economy for both investors and tourists. Fascinatingly, you can get into the profitable vacation rental business without necessarily having to own real estate. This book will examine 9 cutting-edge tactics that can help you break through conventional entrance barriers and profit from Airbnb by utilizing your abilities, inventiveness, and entrepreneurial spirit. There is a route for you to choose, regardless of whether you are an astute investor looking for portfolio diversity or a seasoned property manager. Using modern ideas, one may carve out a lucrative niche in Airbnb's vibrant ecology. Additionally, managing these endeavors becomes effortless when you have the appropriate tools at your disposal, opening the door for long-term success in the Airbnb rental industry. With an approximate annual growth rate of 10%, the vacation rental market is expected to generate $13.3 billion in revenue in the US alone. By 2025, the business is expected to be close to $20 billion. Here's how you get a piece of the action without even having to own real estate, if that's your desire. Airbnb is an online marketplace that links homeowners wishing to rent out their properties with travelers searching for lodging in certain areas. Since its co-founders originally proposed in 2007 that paying visitors sleep on an inflatable mattress in their living room, the business has come a long way. According to the most current statistics that Airbnb has made available, the network boasts more than 7 million listings, which span about 100,000 cities and towns in more than 220 countries and regions worldwide. The firm that is currently known as Airbnb was founded in 2008 by Joe Gebbia, Nathan Blakarzak, and current CEO Brian Chesky. After 2 of the founders began renting out air mattresses to conference attendees from their San Francisco home, the idea took off. Hence Airbed and Breakfast's original name. After going by the name Airbnb in 2009, the company began to provide more than just airbeds. It now offers spare rooms, flats, whole houses, and more. Its operating sites expanded as well. In 2011, Airbnb launched an office in Germany, and in 2013, Dublin, Ireland became the home of its European headquarters. San Francisco continues to be its principal corporate headquarters. Apart from the United States and Europe, the corporation has also gained a foothold in Australia, Asia, Cuba, and other countries, totaling over 220 countries and regions. Additionally, it has added local activity packages, dubbed experiences, to its list of vacation options. In an effort to accommodate first responders during the COVID outbreak, Airbnb introduced its Frontline Stays service in 2020. 2020 saw the firm go public as well. Under the ticker code ABNB, its common stock is traded on the Nasdaq platform. What started off as Airbed and Breakfast A growing number of hosts, owners, and landlords of traditional vacation homes and apartments use Airbnb to supplement their income in the interim. Airbnb's modern technology and design appeal to a new, more technologically savvy target market of impulsive smartphone bookings. In addition to offering single rooms, many Airbnb hosts also list entire flats and houses as second homes or secondary residences. Some only list their properties while they are going on vacation, while others rent out the spaces on a long-term basis. Since its initial public offering, IPO, at the start of 2021, Airbnb has also expressed a desire to expand into traditional vacation areas. This is because reservations in these areas are frequently much longer than those for trips to cities. Longer stays translate into higher revenue for Airbnb, making this a major area of growth. For hosts in these areas, this development is reflected in a steadily increasing share of Airbnb bookings. As of June 2021, 2 million hosts, owners and landlords worldwide advertise on Airbnb, according to Statista. It is now without a doubt one of the most significant booking platforms worldwide as a result. Both hosts and visitors to Airbnb consider themselves to be members of the community. All users, guests or owners who wish to take advantage of Airbnb's hosting facilities must first register for an account on the website. To verify that this is a real person, there are a few required facts to fill out. Airbnb is very profitable for hospitality because the profiles are reviewed, because hosts may boost their exposure and reservations by providing excellent service. How Airbnb operates. Airbnb has completely changed the hotel sector. Before the company's formal launch in 2008, tourists would usually reserve a room at a hotel or motel when visiting a different location. These days, a large number of them use Airbnb. The basic concept behind Airbnb is to connect locals who have a spare room or complete house for rent with tourists. Through the platform, hosts may market their properties to millions of people globally, all while having the peace of mind that a large corporation would take care of payment processing and other assistance. Additionally, Airbnb may provide visitors a cozy place to stay, often at a cheaper cost than hotels, possibly with a kitchen to cut down on eating out. Recognizing the market for short-term rentals. With platforms like Airbnb and the growing desire for comfortable, customized stays, vacation rentals are becoming more and more popular. This presents profitable prospects for those looking to enter the industry without owning property. Is it possible to profit from Airbnb without having a property? Of course. Without real estate, there are several ways to profit from Airbnb. These choices can function as full-time enterprises or as great side gigs to bring in extra cash. The reasons behind launching an Airbnb business without owning real estate. Airbnb rentals may be a great way to make money whether you own a house currently or are interested in buying one as an investment. But there are other ways to profit from Airbnb as well. Because of the following advantages, some individuals really like the choices for starting an Airbnb company without owning a home. Less capital outlay, get a piece of the profitable Airbnb market without really needing to take out a loan to purchase a home, reduced risk. The danger increases with the amount at stake. Owning an Airbnb is more difficult than it first appears. That managing an Airbnb as a part-time job is a lie. Building a profitable Airbnb business requires a significant amount of time, effort, and capital. Easier management. Renting out your own house isn't the only way to get into the Airbnb market if you want to increase your income as a side gig. There are other, far more accessible and controllable options. How to use Airbnb to generate income without owning real estate. Do you lack a home of your own? Not an issue. Here are some suggestions on how to enter the Airbnb market without owning real estate. Subleasing or arbitrage rentals on Airbnb. Subleasing utilizes the rental arbitrage concept by definition. Utilizing other people's properties to generate revenue for yourself is known as rental arbitrage. Finding a rental property is the first step. Then give the landlord a call and propose using their space for an Airbnb short-term rental. After confirmation, you construct an agreement and launch your company. Is this legal? Yes. Imagine yourself as a store owner who has rented a space in the mall. You rent their space from the mall owner and they get paid, so everyone wins. Furthermore, you're learning how to run your company without having to purchase the entire structure. For those who want to get into the Airbnb business without having to make the large financial investment of buying real estate, Airbnb rental arbitrage offers a very attractive possibility. This tactic includes renting out a house and then using websites like Airbnb to sublease it as a short-term holiday rental. Pros and cons of subleasing. You may want to know what you're getting into before diving right in. Here are a few benefits and drawbacks of implementing this tactic for your Airbnb business. Pros: 1. You are not required to purchase real estate. As a result, startup expenses will be minimal. 2. Airbnb will handle your company's marketing. 3. From here, you may increase your revenue and begin making investments in other businesses. Cons 1, your Airbnb reservations may change each month. 2, any damages to your rental property are your responsibility and you are required to cover any additional utilities. It's time to search for the best sort of home to rent and post on Airbnb if you're prepared for all of them and have determined that subleasing is a suitable fit. Subleasing within your budget. Normally, when renting a property, you sign a 12-month lease. You may choose a studio, one-bedroom apartment or two-bedroom house with a $1,500 monthly rent if your capital is a little on the lower side. Once the first month's payment has been paid, you may arrange your furniture, add a few accent pieces, and have expert photos taken. The first thing your visitors will see when they visit your Airbnb site is these photographs. Of course, you might choose a larger place based on your financial situation. That being said, you can still do all of them within the $7,001 to $15,000 price range. Things to look out for. Recognizing rental arbitrage. Essentially, rental arbitrage is leveraging the discrepancy between the expenses associated with long-term leases and the possible revenue from short-term rentals. The secret is to choose a house in a sought-after area with strong short-term demand and make sure that Airbnb's revenue surpasses the rent and other operating expenses, such as maintenance, utilities, and furniture. Financial and legal aspects. Recognize the legal environment before starting rental arbitrage. In order to guarantee compliance, speak with possible landlords and check zoning and local legislation. Not every city or landlord accepts Airbnb subletting of their units. Make sure your lease expressly allows for short-term rentals. When organizing the financial side, take into account the upfront cost of outfitting the property, continuing costs, and the possibility of varying occupancy rates. A lucrative venture may be established by budgeting for these factors. Local laws. Making sure that you are operating in a region where Airbnb rentals are permitted should be your first priority. In the United States, around 97% of localities accept or do not permit short-term rentals. The remaining 3% of communities do not permit this type of activity. For this, I would suggest using Google to get the local building department's phone number in the city you wish to launch in and requesting their ordinances. This will enable you to expedite the procedure. Standards of the properties. Not every property is suitable for subleasing, so be sure it meets your requirements. Your property should, first and foremost, fit into your budget. Getting a spot with parking for 2 or more cars would be perfect. Second, it must already have heat and air conditioning installed. This guarantees that you won't have to spend money on the inconvenience of installing heat and air conditioning. Additionally, since you wouldn't want to remodel a house you don't own, yours should already have undergone renovations. Plus, it would be even more cost-effective for your budget if you could find a house that is currently completely furnished. The location of the property. There are certain places you have to stay away from while renting a house. These neighborhoods contain homes near railroad stations, bustling streets, and crowded intersections. Although it might not seem required, those places can occasionally be noisy and unsettling. Your visitors came to your home to unwind, therefore they won't be able to accomplish so if passing automobiles or trains are honking all the time. Potential revenue and expansion. The scalability of rental arbitrage is what makes it appealing. With just one profitable house, you may duplicate the strategy and progressively amass a collection of rental homes overseen by Airbnb. This can greatly boost your income potential without requiring you to own real estate entirely. Launch a cleaning service for Airbnb. Even if it's not the most appealing profession, cleaning is in high demand throughout turnover for any Airbnb. A lot of hosts just don't have the time or resources to handle this themselves. In order to make sure that you and the property owner are aware of expectations, you will probably be asked to sign an Airbnb cleaning contract as a cleaning service provider. In order to help cleaners understand the specifics of how they want their house to look for every new visitor, more seasoned hosts could also create a typical property appearance checklist. When it comes to short-term rentals, a property's cleanliness is an absolute must that has a big influence on how happy guests are and how successful a listing is as a result. It is frequently the first job that hosts contract out. Acknowledging this, entrepreneurs wishing to break into the vacation rental sector have a profitable potential when they provide an Airbnb cleaning service. To tailor your products to the particular needs and expectations of Airbnb hosts, start by studying the need for cleaning services in your region, particularly in areas with a high concentration of listings. Provide a guest experience on Airbnb. You may provide guests with some local character by offering an activity you enjoy doing through Airbnb experiences. You may conduct culinary classes, dog-friendly yoga, craft projects, wellness events, or city tours, among other things. The experiences must fulfill specific requirements, and Airbnb allows you to handle reservations and payments. Provide an Airbnb upsell option. Another option is to collaborate with nearby Airbnb hosts to market upsell services to potential customers. A lot of hosts just lack the time or resources to offer these services on their own. Meal delivery, home-cooked meals, freshly cut flowers, exercise courses, massages, and other services are examples of possible upsell offerings. Become a consultant for Airbnb. Do you think you could manage Airbnbs well and would want to apply that talent? Think about working as an Airbnb consultant. The primary responsibility of an Airbnb consultant is to assist Airbnb hosts in growing their businesses, which may include duties like creating their marketing plan and brand, introducing novel technologies, achieving maximum reservations, purchasing and disposing of real estate, and recognizing problems and coming up with fixes. Remember that in order to differentiate yourself from the competition, the majority of Airbnb consultants select a specialty, such as marketing or luxury Airbnb consulting. Thus, consider your own knowledge and skill set. Provide marketing services for Airbnb. In order to ensure that your house stands out from the plethora of internet competition, successful Airbnb hosting necessitates extensive marketing efforts. Therefore, if you are a specialist in social media or digital marketing, you may offer to help the host attract more guests by promoting their property online. To put it another way, you would figure out the client's USP and the target market before creating a vacation rental marketing strategy that would suit their requirements. This might entail posting frequent blog entries, optimizing the client's website pages for search engines, and advertising the rental on social media. Become a photographer for Airbnb. Being an Airbnb photographer may be quite profitable if you have a keen eye for detail and a passion for photography. Create a portfolio that demonstrates your skill in taking visually appealing pictures of exteriors and interiors. Learn about the requirements and expectations for listing images on the Airbnb site. Important duties include visual storytelling, where you showcase each property's own features and personality. You also need editing skills to sharpen images and showcase the greatest aspects of the room and correctly portray it. Client collaboration is essential to assist hosts in understanding their requirements and making sure their property is appropriately portrayed. There are several advantages, like the ability to use different attributes, flexible scheduling, and creative flexibility. However, challenges exist too, as work may be project-based and irregular, needing you to handle times of both high and low demand. It goes without saying that in order for Airbnb listings to stand out, they require high-quality photographs. Exceptional images that highlight the features of the Airbnb and effectively utilize angles, lighting, and even narrative may make a big difference. It should come as no surprise that the majority of hosts lack the tools or expertise necessary to execute this. So launch your photography business on Airbnb. If you enjoy taking pictures and already own a good camera, this can be a simple method for you to start earning money on Airbnb. The market for Airbnb rentals is vast. Travelers, local businesses, and tech-savvy individuals all gain from Airbnb's stronger relationships between hosts and local communities, which goes beyond the scope of traditional tourism. Success for investors, hosts, and property managers depends on their ability to comprehend consumer preferences, analyze market trends, and adjust listings to reflect these understandings. By managing homes for owners on Airbnb, co-hosts may split revenues without having to take on the responsibility of real estate ownership. This agreement provides a profitable opportunity for astute entrepreneurs and helps property owners who might lack the time, knowledge, or desire to handle their listings. What does co-hosting entail? As co-host, you'll be taking on the management duties of a short-term rental, which may include listing creation and optimization, guest relations, check-in and check-out procedures, overseeing cleaners, and making sure visitors have the best possible experience overall. Co-hosts are directly rewarded for maximizing occupancy rates and visitor pleasure with a portion of the rental money. Initiating a co-hosting service. Understanding the Airbnb platform and what makes a successful listing is a prerequisite for starting a co-hosting business. The next stage is to network with property owners who are considering short-term rentals but are apprehensive to handle everything themselves. In order to provide your co-hosting services, you must clearly present your value proposition and highlight how you can improve guest experiences, raise occupancy rates, and ultimately increase the owner's income. Advice for effective co-hosting. Establish a reputation. Begin modestly in order to establish yourself as a trustworthy co-host. Good evaluations and effective case studies are useful resources for drawing in new business. In general, you must do the following actions in order to rent out your property. To begin with, find out whether there are any fees or limitations on rentals in the region where your home is located. Numerous localities have their own regulations regarding the number of days you may rent out your property, if you have to be present when visitors stay there, and other matters. Learn about the criteria that Airbnb has for hosts. Open a free Airbnb account. Next, select Airbnb Your Home from the menu in the top right corner of the screen. Click Airbnb Setup after that. Make a captivating, eye-catching listing for your real estate. Enticing images that provide prospective visitors with a comprehensive view of the area might be beneficial. To get inspiration or assistance in creating your listing, get in touch with a local Superhost ambassador. Decide on your price. To help with this, Airbnb has a tool in its Help Center. Upon completion, submit your listing for publication. Once your listing is published, you will have the ability to add or modify specific elements, such as your house rules and basic settings. For additional information, see the Help Center of Airbnb. Security and safety. Rules on Airbnb are made to safeguard hosts and guests alike. For instance, it is not acceptable to threaten, physically harm, or verbally abuse someone. Dangerous animals, unreported firearms, and explosive items are not included. Weapons of all kinds that are lawfully held and authorized are welcome, but they must be locked up and declared to the host in advance. If a guest makes the host feel uneasy or dangerous, they have the right to refuse or cancel the reservation. Furthermore, Airbnb offers a service called Air Cover for Host that gives top-to-bottom protection, which includes liability insurance, damage insurance, guest identification verification, reservation screening, and access to a 24-hour safety phone. Remain educated. Stay up to date on market developments and local rules in order to provide property owners with correct advice and ensure that local laws are followed. Spend money on high-quality materials. Meeting the expectations of hosts and visitors requires investing in high-quality materials. I hope you enjoyed this information. Please subscribe to this channel to enjoy more of this information to help you grow your own business.